just over $157,000, which is 67% of our goal of $235,000. We still need to hear from 44 pledgers, so please email your 2020-2021 pledge to our administrator at uucc@uccolumbia.org. Of course, you can always mail your pledge card or amount to UUCC at 2701 Haywood Street, Columbia, South Carolina, 29205. And don't forget to mail in your regular donations as well as your Share the Plate donations. Thank you so much, and now I'd like to turn the service over to Anna Hamilton.
South. I'm pleased this morning to introduce Andrew Strebkov, who's going to be sharing a musical prelude that he's created on saxophone. This is based on the second movement of Symphonie Fantastique by Berlioz, and he's created his own variations on the theme. We can now move to the
Mackenzie, are you on?
Yes. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia and our second meeting using Zoom to bring us together. We are proud to be part of a diverse and non-creedal religion. As a covenantal religion, we don't have to believe the same in order to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. Our community is based on deeds, not creeds. As a welcoming UU congregation, we side of love, embracing and promoting the worth and dignity of all people. I would like to encourage everyone to remain online after the service and enjoy some time with one another. Thank you for joining our service.
At this time, we will go ahead and light our chalice this morning. Again, welcome all of you to join us. We like this chalice, a symbol of Unitarian Universalism. Its base represents our history and living tradition. The bowl includes all truth seekers and justice makers. And the flame provides the transformational power of love. Spirit and life come unto us. Now, Anna, if you would please introduce our next song.
Join me in singing our opening song, Meditation on Breathing by Sarah Dan Jones. For this selection, you're going to hear 3 separate sung parts, and you're invited to join in any part. We will be muted from our homes, but I still invite you to sing along. You won't be seeing words for the selection because the words are very simple. Part 1, the text is breathe in, breathe out. And if you choose to sing this part, it's sort of meditative. You'll be singing, breathe in, breathe out. Parts 2 and 3 use the words, when I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. I invite you to join me in singing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll 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 breathe out loud. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe.
Thank you, Anna. That was absolutely beautiful. And we're so delighted that we have so much talent here in our UUCC that can make the best of the time that we are in right now and remind us to stay connected to our core selves and our core values and the practices that keep us grounded. So thank you so much for that beautiful musical video selection that you gave us. Great to see everyone again. I know we had a few minutes on the gallery view to look around and see all the faces, and we are, in a different time period right now as Zoom services have become popular. We are having to strengthen some of the security issues that can arise from doing a large Zoom call like this with people trying to come in. So you may have noticed that you came in through a waiting room today, but we're doing our best to get you in the room as soon as possible. And we'd like to welcome any guests that are joining us today. If you are joining by phone, then you do have the option, if you're willing, so that people know who you are, we can change your phone number to a name. So if you know that you're going to be joining by Zoom, if you wouldn't mind emailing Andrea or myself or Phil Turner, and just giving us the phone number that you're gonna use to call in, and future services will be able to change your name on the screen like that, so that your name can be seen and people know who they're talking to. We are going to do our best this morning to attempt to have a flower communion, which is very important for us during this time of year. It reminds us to stay connected to the beauty of life around us. It's a service that was created by a Unitarian Universalist minister by the name of Norbet Capek. And I'm going to share some of his words. I adapted it a little bit today, but I'm going to share some of his words as a call to worship this morning. Spirit of life, who plants the seed of the future in trees, flowers, animals, and humans, and the longings in all for love, let us resolve to renew our commitment to be real brothers and sisters to all, regardless of any kind of barrier that distances us from one another. In this commitment and covenant, may we find strength, knowing that all of the web of existence is one family, one spirit, and the spirit of love unites us toward a whole and joyful life. This is a multi-generational service today, so we actually have some of our participants in our RE program that are going to join us today and helping to lead worship. And so, Mackenzie, I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce the readers.
I would like to introduce Cora and Hazel Turner, who are both going to say and read our poem Peonies by Mary Oliver. Just give me one moment to scroll through so I can unmute them.
I think it's Julianne's iPhone. But it,
I can.
Mackenzie, you should probably just go ahead and read it. They don't have the audio one.
Yeah. Okay. Can you guys put let's see if it's possible to put the audio on. Okay. I'll go ahead and read the poem. This morning, the green fists of the peonies are getting ready to break my heart as the sun rises, as the sun strokes them with his old, buttery fingers, and they open. Pools of lace, white and pink, and all day the black ants climb over them, boring their deep and mysterious holes into the curls, craving the sweet sap, taking it away to their dark underground cities, and all day under the shifty wind as in a dance to the great wedding. The flowers bend their bright bodies and tip their fragrance to the air and rise, their red stems holding all the dampness and recklessness gladly and lightly. And there it is again, beauty the brave, the exemplary, blazing open. Do you love this world? Do you cherish your humble and silky life? Do you adore the green grass with its terror beneath? Do you also hurry, half-dressed and barefoot, into the garden, and softly, and exclaiming of their dearness, fill your arms with the white and pink flowers, with their honeyed heaviness, their lush trembling, their eagerness to be wild and perfect for a moment before they are nothing forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mackenzie. We move to a time in our service where we, even in virtual space, create a holding place for our joys and our concerns in community together. So this is an opportunity for us to light a candle and remember those who we are thinking about, sharing those joys and celebrations with each other so that we can do that as a part of community, but also hold those deep concerns in our hearts as well. I'll remind you, if you'd like to share a joy or concern during this time of our Zoom worship services, we're going to be using this as an opportunity for me to read those out loud and have a virtual candle lit. Hopefully you all can see that flickering for us this morning. And thank you, Mark, for that. So I have 4 that I'm going to share, or 3 out loud today, and then 1 space for silent joys and concerns. But one candle of community we are lighting today is for our public school teachers who are facing unprecedented challenges and remaining connected to their students and who continue to inspire them to continue learning. We also want to light a candle for the healthcare workers on the front lines of providing care and everyone around the world, both patients and caregivers, who are impacted by this pandemic, and families, of course, as well. We also have a joy to celebrate. Jane Lawther has a joy. Today is JP Flood's birthday. And so JP, we all are going to take a minute and wave to you. Happy birthday to you. So if you're looking around on the screen and can see folks, we'll send some birthday wishes to you. And please don't hesitate to send JP those joyous birthday wishes this morning. He is, I think he told me 34, 35, somewhere along in there. So he's looking good. And then, of course, we have a time for the silent joys and concerns that we're holding this morning deep in our hearts. And in our silence, we know that even though we don't say them out loud, they may be too intimate even in a space out loud, that we are still holding and feeling connected to each other, and know that you are not alone as you are holding it. So let's take just a second and think about all that you've heard, the joys, the celebrations, but also the deep hurts and concerns. And let's create a time of silence for those. Thank you. All right, I would like to introduce our guest speakers today, Meryl and Francis. They are going to share. They are our Share the Plate recipients this month, and so we'd love for them to take a few minutes and share a little bit. And so give us just a second to make sure that we get you unmuted so that we can hear your voices. And Phil, if you can let us know when we're ready.
Hi, everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, hello and happy Sunday to you all. It is so good to see your faces again. Thank you so much for having us again. I got so excited when we got the email that we were invited back this year that Francis and we had to do a quick rock, paper, scissors to decide who got which weekend, because I wanted them both, but we had to spread it out and share the wealth. I know that right now in this time of uncertainty, we've all had to pivot and shift to figure out how we're going to work and how we're going to get to school and how we're going to go get groceries. Although I've seen the Publix parking lot, and it does not seem like anyone has stopped at all to make sure that they have plenty of pantry items and food in their home. But I wanted to tell you all specifically thank you, because I think right now in this very, very trying time, a lot of our clients, the people that we serve, the people who are at risk or are homeless, and the people who are formerly homeless, and they realize, how close they could be to possibly being homeless, and to our folks who have mental illnesses that are trying to decide, what's going to be the next move and how are they going to be taken care of. We have been doing everything we can to ensure them that they're going to be safe and they're going to be taken care of, and that we'll never leave them. We'll always be by their side, and they're always going to have everything they need. And right now, to be thought of by you all is so incredibly important to us. For those of you who are not familiar with Mercy, we are a nonprofit who serves our community's most vulnerable population. We help individuals who are homeless and who have mental illnesses, and we do that in a variety of ways. We provide services to them that allows them to live as independently as possible, and so that looks like permanent housing. That looks like getting them their benefits that they need. That looks like making sure that we can get them assigned to their SSI and their SSDI. But on the more medical and clinical part of that, we also have doctors and nurses who go and visit them at least twice a week. And we have therapists who visit them at least 3 times a week. And so that means that they will always be thought of, and that they'll never ever be forgotten about, and that they'll always have the care and treatment they need so they can live as independently as possible. And I hope that kind of gives you a general synopsis of what we do. And I just want to tell you all, thank you so much. If you are interested in volunteering, our doors are always open. If you'd ever like to come visit us, we'll have to wait until after coronavirus is over. We're following the regulation and the guidelines of CDC, so we're not really allowing any visitors to come into our clinics right now. But as soon as this is over, and it will be soon, I feel very confident if we all follow the rules, shelter in place, and keep that distance, that social distancing, we'll get through this just fine. But in the meantime, if you're interested, please send me an email. My email address is mjohnson@mercy.org. And as soon as we get our next quarterly tour back on board, I can email you and see if you're interested and available, and we'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Meryl, for being willing to join us on the call today and share a little bit about the work that you are doing and give us an opportunity to put a face in the name and see some information about the organization. And we are doing our best at this time to provide all the opportunities available that we can, so that members and friends of the UUCC can donate their money and give and make it as painless, well, maybe not painless, but make it as easy as possible. And so we are doing our best to make sure that we can support those in our Share the Plate every month. So thank you so much for sharing with us. I invite Anna to share a little bit about the song for the offertory this morning and introduce her guest.
Our offertory this morning will be a brief improvisation on Native American flute that I call Song for a Flower.
Thank you so much, Anna, for the beautiful, beautiful music, and a great appreciation to all those. I believe Anna was playing the flute then, but a great appreciation to all those musical guests that are joining us and sharing. We are finding different ways to make sure that music is a part of our service, and so this is a great opportunity to really highlight all of that. Today we are having a little bit different kind of service for a Zoom call. We are having a flower communion today. This is a time wherein normally we would gather together as a community, and you could bring flowers and bring them up to the front. And of course we would have an opportunity for the youth to redistribute those flowers, and everyone gets to go home with a different flower. So we can't do that as we gather together, but we can have an opportunity for all of us to show some flowers and see the beauty and remind ourselves of the beauty of creation. I read something about flowers this week that said flowers hold within themselves the power and the image and the reminder that the world is resurrecting itself. And what a beautiful way to think about the flowers that we are enjoying all around us right now, that they are holding within them the beauty of life, the beauty and the power of the ability to rise above the darkness, the sleep, the time of dormancy, and to generate and find their strength within to be beautiful and bloom. And so we're going to take a few minutes. I'm going to first read the consecration of the flowers, which was the thing that was originally read every year by Dr. Capek as he conducted his flower communion in Prague. He would say this proverb as he consecrated the flowers: Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of those most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the effort of all of us are needed to do your work in this world. So at this time, we're going to pause the recording and move to our presentation and continue the recording of the service as we move forward. So thank you so much for participating in that. I hope you had the opportunity. I know those who are calling in by phone did not, but hopefully we can figure out a way. I'm sure some people took some screenshots of all that we can share. But it was quite beautiful to look around and see all of the flowers and the smiling faces. And some of you took the easy route and turned your virtual background into flowers. And so it's good to see that you're learning that technology too. So it's just great to see all the smiling faces of the UUCC and just enjoy being together as a community in ways that, even though we're not able to get together in one space right now, to have this opportunity to connect together and remind ourselves how close and connected we are in community. So thank you for being willing to participate in the flower communion in that way. We're going to move to our affirmations, so I'm going to turn that over to Mackenzie for that.
So you speak to me of sadness and the coming of the winter, fear that is within you now, it seems to never end, and the dreams that have escaped you and the hope that you've forgotten. You tell that you need me now, you want to be my friend, and you wonder where you're going, where's the rhyme and where's the reason, and it's you cannot accept. It is here we must begin, to seek the wisdom of the children and the graceful way of flowers in the wind. For the children and the flowers are my sisters and my brothers. Their laughter and their loveliness could clear a cloudy day. Like the music of the mountains and the colors of the rainbow, there's a promise of the future and a blessing for today. Through the cities start to rumble and the towers fall around us. The sun is slowly fading and it's colder than the sea. It is written that from the desert to the mountains they shall lead us. By the hand and by the heart, they will comfort you and me. In their innocence and trusting, they will teach us to be free. For the children and the flowers are my sisters and my brothers. Their laughter and loveliness could clear a cloudy day. And the song that I am singing is a prayer to non-believers. Come and stand beside us. We can find a better way.
Thank you, Mercedes Shillington Perez, for that reading.
I invite you to join me in singing our closing hymn, When the Daffodils Arrive. I'll sing the melody through once so you can hear it, and then I invite you to join me from your homes in singing the words that you'll see on your screens. Do, 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 do. 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 When the daffodils arrive in the Easter of the year, and the spirit starts to thrive, let the heart beat free and clear. When the pussy willows bloom in the springing of the year, let the heart find loving room, spread their welcome far and near. When the sweet rain showers come in the greening of the year, birds will sing and bees will hum. Hallelujah, time is here.
Thank you so much, Anna, for that. So I have thoroughly enjoyed the opportunity to have our flower communion in this way today, and I'll let you know that this service is going to be available if you want to see that on the website soon as we're able to get it uploaded. We also are going to be posting some beautiful decorations from the RE program every day, so I invite you to use the website as a way to stay connected to each other as well. Mackenzie's going to share our closing words today, so I'll turn that over to you.
Our closing words are from the, sorry for the pause, everyone. Forgiveness is the scent of the violet on the heel that crushed it. Thank you all so much for being here today. We extinguish this flame, committed to going forth, reminding one another of the beauty, strength, and fragility of flowers that reflect and represent the beauty, strength, and fragility of all of us, until we are again.
I invite Kevin McKinney to lead us in singing our congregational benediction.
May the blessings of truth be upon us. May the power of love direct us. And may the peace of this community sustain us till we meet again.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you so much for joining us for our Zoom call today. We're going to, at this point, pause the recording or stop the recording for our service, and move out to the